Hi. So, why do you think you have a harder time remembering your past lives? Like, you can go to psychics and hear stories about what your past life is like, and you can go like, "Yeah, okay." And then you go to someone else and they will tell you a different story, or maybe, if you're lucky, they're going to meet and like, "Hey, it's people say the same thing. I can sort of go for it." But then for yourself, a lot of people have a hard time remembering it. So, what do you think is that? And if you have an ability to remember, why? Why do you think you can remember? So when looking at this, and it's going to be a short one, I think, there's, of course, lots of reasons. But one of the biggest ones, besides, her having the thing where we're being like blocked with our memories and memory wiped and everything else, it's us, our own doing. And one of it is basically, hey, you are here to do something for a lot of people. Some, of course, forcefully incarnated, trapped, walk ins. So this is a different story. But others end up here on their own free will. Whether you were deceived and you agreed to come here, or you came here with like a goal or a mission. So with that, you don't need your past lives playing a role, because just the way you would remember what you did, you would also be remembering and having very, very huge feelings about your relationships. Like, let's say you try to hook up with someone, and if there was a person, like, let's say you maybe had 10, 20, 30 years of a relationship, and you've gone through a divorce and it hurt like hell. And now starting a new relationship is pretty hard. To let someone get close to you, to let someone be on your level, to trust, to open up, to be vulnerable and all of that. So that's just Earth. If you've had a relationship. Before Earth, relationships were way more intense. They've had a whole lot more going on. And if you carried that here with, oh man, Dominic, I had him, like, he's still alive, he's there, we still have relationships, so how can I sort of meet my needs and have what I need here on Earth while we still have a thing? And a lot of people will have trouble. We have agreements, we have promises, we have relationships, and that is gonna get in the way. It's not gonna help. It's gonna get in the way, because like all of a sudden you find people here on Earth that you might find attractive, that you would like to live with, but at the same time, you have a relationship that's still going on. Of course, that person is not here, but it's still working. Now what you gonna do? Are you gonna cheat on your lover, leave them, and just, hey, well, I'm on Earth, and that's why we have to cut off our stories. Another thing is like too much trauma. Too many things happened that it's too hard to confront, and you don't need that. Again, here in life, we have certain incidents that hurt us, where you fell from something, where car hit you, or something else happened, like diseases, losing loved ones and everything else. That's one thing, and a lot of people have a hard time dealing with that. We look at like, oh, wars and people having, like issues and everything else. Before coming here, more of that happened. Before coming here, you had more confront. You could confront the war. You could confront people losing their limbs and, like your whole country and everything else dying and being in front of your eyes. You being the queen or the king and everything. Like, it's just so many scenarios of how this can run. And all of them are true because we live forever. It's not just you live for 100 years. It's just the physical human body. And if you're lucky, but as a consciousness, you live forever. And all of these experiences you can connect to depends on which point you look at with, okay, this is my story, but if as a consciousness we are one, or where at some point in time, it means everything you have experienced is part of me as well. So how much do I need to carry of that into my own life here? So there's like lots of reasons where we ourselves will want to sort of like, hey, this is my life right now. For example, like huge thing with losing loved ones. There are so many people who lose someone they love, and after a while they would like to connect with them. Close friends, close family, your favorite Uncle Bob or something. And they just left this impact that you would like to talk to them, you would like to check on them. Maybe it's your mom, maybe it's your dad, maybe it's your brother or grandpa, father, or something. And these people, like, you've had a great relationship with them here on earth, and now you would like to check up on them. And then, you go to a psychic or something, and they look into that, and they say like, hey, your mom, your loved one, they actually have a life right now, and they don't want to talk to you. They're very happy where they are. They do not want to remember Earth because it was traumatic, and they're done. They want to live in here and now, not look at the past and remember the hard times. And that's people who have crossed over and kind of like are done with Earth. And they're so happy with their lives right now, here and now. When we live like the lives we've had before coming here on Earth, you can have, let's say, general knowledge and understanding of what you did. But most people, consciousness, like no matter what kind of life you have, like let's say before Earth, you were Pleiadian, you were Andromedan, you were Lyran, yada, yada, yada. So you've had a lot of incarnations, but whichever race, whichever group you choose to be with, you're going to be present in the moment right here, right now. You will not really care about your past lives or what you've done or the relationships you've had and everything else, because like the life right now you have is so important. So like you live in that abundance, and the story is way more interesting. So people will not need their past lives. They're like, I'm here. I choose to live this life. Why would I need to recall something else? That's, like, I don't need those stories right now. I need this. And then when I move on, and I'm done with this life, I can of course remember, I can connect to it, but I don't need it now. So I look at like a lot of variations with, of course, a lot of it falls on us, and why, and each and every one of us might have our own different reasons. And I mentioned just possible few why we will not want to remember anything. But at the same time, of course, I don't want to dismiss like, hey, people are being messed with, people are being suppressed. And of course, there's being some attacks and all, entities, blocks, and, like soul contracts, like you name it, tons of possibilities. But there's a lot of reasons why people will have limits. So for you, why do you think you have a harder time remembering past lives? Are you being messed with? Are you being attacked? Maybe it was your own decision. Share your story, and I'll see you next time. Thank you, and bye-bye.